The sword, trash. Hey guys, how's it? I hope everyone's having a good time, whatever time you're watching this. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video. We're going to be doing a tier list in the finals for the light class. Now, if you want to see more of these kind of videos, I am planning on doing medium and heavy in the next coming week, so make sure to check out that. Also, this tier list right now, as you can see, it is a public one. I made it so you guys are able to put in your opinions and do your tier list. The link will be in the comments and in the description, so definitely check that out, because at the end of the day, this is all going to be my personal opinion. So you know, you may have a different one, and I'm really interested to see kind of how those different opinions vary between people. So how we're gonna format this video in a way, we're gonna start off with specializations. I always want to say specialities, I don't know why, but anyway. Then we're gonna move on to gadgets, then we're gonna move on to guns. Also, I have played with most of these things, some I haven't, so I want to make sure that I give a chance to everything, so I will be playing and testing out. But to start off with specialities, as I was about to say. Starting off, we have the cloaking device. Now, I love the cloaking device. I don't really use it as much as what I did in the beginning. This was my favorite. I would have put this in God tier if you'd asked me like previously. But actually, right now, I find it really only useful if I'm using like something like the XP or the sniper. So I'm gonna put it in always useful, because it is always useful. It just depends what gun you're going for. So technically it's not always useful, but we're counting it, okay? Next up is evasive dash. This one you get basically 3 dashes, and then they, like, you know, obviously they come back. I think honestly it's a bit OP because of how quickly the dashes actually return. I don't know how much exactly it takes. It just says, so you get 3 charges, but there's an 8-second cooldown. So that's not a lot. I'm gonna put this in God tier, because honestly, this, you know, if I'm using sniper, if I'm using sword, the bloody ghost, I forgot what it's called, the V9S, there we go. You know, it works for most things, I feel like. So God tier for the evasive dash. Grappling hook, aka crippling hook. I'm not a huge fan, I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan. I know a lot of you are, so I know a lot of you may come into the comments and now be like, oh Jess, you're wrong. But I'm gonna put it in what's the point. I wouldn't say it's trash, like, but I'm gonna say what's the point, because I don't get it. That's for specializations. Now, moving on to gadgets, starting off with the breach charge. Honestly, I haven't used this as much. They're alright. I'm gonna put them in alright, I guess, because, you know, it's nothing much. Flashbangs. Now, this is a 50-50, because they are useful. They're always useful, but if you are flashing your teammates instantly, that's throwing. But I guess we like throwing. So I'm going to put it in always useful. Because, you know, if you want to mess around with your teammates as well, you can use it. So it's useful. Frags, God tier, instantly. We know how important frags are. The amount of frags, like frag kills that I've gotten, makes it easy enough to say God tier. Gas grenade, I'm also going to put in always useful, because I find that very, especially running a light as well, because I'm going to take into account as well what class we're playing, because obviously as a light, this is going to deal quite a lot of damage, especially if you can't get into a situation yet. You can throw the gas grenade and, you know, it'll still protect a cash out or whatever. Glitch grenade, I'm going to say alright, because, you know, it is useful. It is useful for when you go against like turrets or whatever, especially as a light, but I personally don't use it as much because I think there's better things to have. Goo grenade, I'm gonna say what's the point? I'm sorry. I may even put it as trash because I never use it. I don't think I've used the goo grenade since the start of the finals, because there's just generally there's so many other things that are better. I understand that it could be good for fortifying, but If you then have someone with a pyro grenade, you know, a flamethrower, then you've probably messed yourself up. Also, there are literally goo barrels everywhere on the map. So why do you need to take away a space on your gadget section for a goo grenade? That's my opinion. Motion sensor. I'm gonna say it's alright. Because it is useful, especially if you just want to tell. I don't know the range of it though. Let me have a look. There is a 22-second cooldown. I'm gonna say it's alright. I've not used it as much personally, but I don't think it's useless, and I don't think like there's no point for it. We're gonna say it's alright. Pyro grenade. I'm gonna say it's in between useful and alright, because like there's the thing of, okay, yeah, but you could damage your opponents, but then so could your gas grenade. But like, not your opponents, your teammates, sorry. The whole point is to damage your opponents. But at the same time, like it can cause literally, it can ruin things, like if it's used wrongly. But I guess everything can. I'm gonna say it's alright because, you know, I don't think there's loads of damage with it anyway. I haven't managed to use it a lot. I'm sorry guys, but the smoke grenade, I would even put it in trash, but I'm saying what's the point? Because like I just don't, it ruins like everything, you know, obviously, because you can't see. I mean, unless you maybe run it with thermal vision, but I'll get to thermal vision in a second. Unless you run it with thermal vision, like you've basically screwed everyone over. It's just gonna be shooting in the open kind of thing, like randomly. The stun gun. I'm gonna say the stun gun is always useful. The reason why I've not put it on God tier is because I don't use it as much. I always forget about it. So, but when I do remember it, it's good, unless I miss my shots, which has happened a lot. We don't talk about that. Thermal vision. Honestly, I'm sorry. Again, I know people are probably going to come after me for that, but I just don't, like, I've used it a bit and I just think it just limits the game. I think maybe it's just how I look at things and I don't like how it makes the screen look really different. It just doesn't seem right to me. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say what's the point. And then finally for the gadgets, we have the vanishing bomb. Again, people are probably going to hate me for this, but it's going in trash. I'm sorry. The amount of times, right, if I'm running, okay, first of all, if I'm running already invis, there is quite literally no point. Unless it's for teammates. But then this goes on to my second point, because every time that a teammate has tried to vanish bomb me, one, they haven't warned me, or two, they just like did it and I was already in the middle of doing something, so it just got cancelled out. So there was literally no point. I'm sorry, but it's going in trash. Next, we have weapons, the main event. I have used all of these weapons. Let's start off with the dagger. I tried it out. I don't think it's great. I'm gonna say, what's the point? Like, look, the backstab's good, but most of the time you don't hit a backstab. Like, it was really difficult for me to figure out how. I will try again and see if it's any different now. But it just wasn't right for me. Ren, you'll like this one. LH1. Honestly, started off hating this gun. I would have put it in trash if I hadn't practiced it lately. But then I kind of got used to it. So I'm gonna move it up to alright, I guess, because it's not always useful. It's not God tier. It's alright. Like, it's, you know, once you get used to it. If I played it a lot, maybe, but it's like, I feel like it's a lot of time you gotta spend just getting used to the gun. The M11. Now, this is the starter gun you get with the light class. I think, you know, it's a really good starter. The amount of bullets as well is a lot. So I am going to say it's always useful. Loads of bullets. I will probably still miss all of them, but it's okay. Right, next up, we have the sniper, aka the SR84. We all know where that's going for me. We all know where that's going, come on. Anyone who thought otherwise, you clearly don't watch my streams. But the thing is, right, if you're gonna snipe in the finals, please, I swear, don't camp. Don't sit on a roof and just try to get for kills. Go in and quick scope people. Then that's not boring. Whereas if you're just sitting on a roof and camping, what is the point? The sword, trash. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, Glitch. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a jump scare. You know what? When I tried it out, it was a little bit OP. I don't want to say it's God tier because I'm not going to use it a lot. I'm going to put it in alright. The reason why is just, no, I'm going to put it in always useful, actually. I'll give it a little bit more credit than that, just because it is a good weapon, but I feel like it's too OP to the point where I don't want to continue to play it because it just feels wrong. The sword with the evasive dash, it's menacing. It's menacing. Okay, next up is the throwing knives. Okay, first of all, just a quick one. I love the skins of the throwing knives, right? The detail that they have is incredible. If you'd asked me this a couple updates ago, I would have said God tier, 100%. But then they messed with the pattern of it a little bit, and I've tried it recently, and I just can't hit anything with them. They have given it a nerf. I wouldn't say it's what's the point? I'm gonna say alright, because they were God tier, but then the update, it just feels wrong now. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. The V9S, I don't think, if I had to pick out of weapons and stuff of what I'd want in like a 1v1 situation, this would probably be the last thing other than the daggers. So I'm gonna say, what's the point? It is a good gun, don't get me wrong, like it can be good, but I think in most situations I'd want a different gun. For that, it's going in what's the point. And then finally, the XP, we all know where this is going. We all know where this is going. This is going in God tier, because that was my OG gun. I think I'm happy with that. I have played a lot of light, so there's not a lot of stuff that I haven't played. I mean, I've pretty much played everything, or I know what everything is and does. And also, let me know your guys' opinions, and make sure to check out the tier list in the description and also in the comments, so you can put your opinions and then save it, and then, you know, we can see who's crazy and who's not. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be posting the medium tier list probably next week. This should be posted on a Saturday, so it should be next Saturday that the tier list is coming. And if you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.